All right, welcome. We're back with it. Number 9. You'll notice a little bit of a difference here. We're gonna go through and do some more PBQs. I got some requests from some students to do some more performance-based questions to kind of make it a little bit harder on us. So I think that's going to be our new format. I think we're going to go through and change things up a little bit. We are going to start off easy. And then go through, and then the final question will be a performance-based question, and then I think we're going to do a logging question. Every time. Now that log could be a tool output, it could be a logging question, but expect to see some stuff on Security Plus. Make it a little bit more challenging for us as we're going through. That's our goal, right? Our goal is to ask 5 questions and then go through and answer the questions. Figure out why the answer is the answer. And really provide you that groundwork so that you can finish off your Security Plus exam strong. That's our goal. Let's jump into it without further ado. Let's get right into it. All right, first question. Question number 1. What type of malware is designed to provide attackers with unauthorized remote access to a compromised system? Starting off easy today. What do you think? I feel like you guys have got this one. Type of malware designed to provide attackers with unauthorized remote access to a compromised system. Let's jump right into this one. If you need more time, you can pause the video. I think this one's pretty easy though. Let's start with virus. Let's get rid of virus right off the bat. I think we can get rid of that one right off the bat. We know a virus is executable. Doesn't really provide us with unauthorized access, right? I think we get rid of worm as well. That is nothing more than a self-replicating virus. That's all that is. That leaves a rootkit or a Trojan. I think we all know that the actual answer is a rat, a remote access Trojan. But in light of the fact that we don't have a rat available to it, I think the best answer would actually be Trojan. D is going to be our correct answer on this one. D. I feel like we started off easy on this one. Let's move on. Question number 2. During an investigation, a security analyst discovers that an attacker has exploited an email server to send thousands of unsolicited messages in a short period. The analyst suspects that the attacker may be trying to overwhelm the system or carry out a phishing campaign. What type of attack is most likely being observed? This one comes into play with a little bit more difficulty. We're trying to amp up that difficulty in there. What do you think? Give you a second on this one. I want to point out, as always, we want to only spend 30 to 45 seconds per these multiple choice questions, right? We really don't want to spend more than 45 seconds. If you see yourself looking at this question and it's been a minute, right? And you're like, I just don't know. I need you to just answer it. Now, take a guess if you don't know. We obviously want to eliminate wrong answers, right? When possible. But if you're just clueless, just guess it. On the top right-hand side of your screen will be a flag icon. I want you to click that flag icon and move on with your life. Now, I'm not saying, you'll notice that I said answer it. There's a reason for that, right? If we run out of time, we've at least got an answer there. And I would take a 25% chance over a 0% chance every single day. Remember, if we don't answer a question and we leave it blank and then the time runs out, that is an automatic 0%. There is literally no chance of getting that question right because we didn't answer it. If we answer it, we take a guess, and we have no idea. We at least have a 25% chance of getting it right. If I can eliminate one possible answer, I now have a 33% chance. If I can eliminate 2, I have a 50% chance, right? So that is our goal. Our goal is to eliminate as many bad answers as possible, and then get to the root answer as quickly as possible, within 45 seconds. If we can't do that, we need to just guess. We need to flag it. We can always come back to flag questions at the end of the exam. It will remind you 4 times. 4 times it'll say, hey, are you sure you want to move on? Did you do this? Did you do this? Did you do this? Before you actually end the exam. So you got time. But not if you spend 5 minutes looking at a question. Not if you spend 5 minutes contemplating it, right? Let's answer this one. Need more time. Let's pause that video. During an investigation, a security analyst discovers that an attacker has exploited a mail server to send thousands of unsolicited messages in a short period of time. An analyst suspects the attacker may be trying to overwhelm the system or carry out a phishing campaign. What type of attack is most likely being observed? All right, let's dissect that. You see that second sentence? The analyst suspects an attacker may be trying to overwhelm the system or carry out a phishing campaign. That sentence is there for no other reason than to manipulate you. That is CompTIA. Protocol 101. That is their goal, right? We can get rid of that. It doesn't belong there. I don't know why they're injecting this in there. It is garbage. It is garbage. It has nothing to do with this question. That is them trying to lead you astray. All right? All right. With that said, let's start really getting some of them, okay? This question, that second one, is trying to get you to pick DDoS. That's its sole goal, is to get you to pick DDoS. That's what it's trying to do. It is trying to dissuade you. It's trying to make you go, oh, I know what an overwhelming system is. It's a DDoS attack. No, that is not the right answer. No, bad CompTIA. Bad CompTIA. All right, that leaves D, B, or A. D, B, or A. All right, let's get rid of spoofing. Let's get rid of spoofing. I feel like spoofing is a good one to get rid of. We know that it's not spoofing because they're not trying to be somebody else, right? They're saying that they discovered an attacker. There's nothing to indicate that they're trying to spoof anything. Let's get rid of B. So that gets rid of B. That gets rid of C. That leaves spamming or farming. Farming is trying to get attackers to give them their credentials. That's farming, right? But we don't see anything suggesting that's what they're trying to do. That means it must be spamming, right? And if you think about it, right? Security analyst discovers that an attacker has exploited an email server. That's hit number 1. Email server, right? To send thousands of unsolicited messages in a short period of time. That's spamming. That is 100% spamming. Do you see how the CompTIA does this, though? They're trying to trick you. Remember, I want you to read the question, read the answers, then reread the question. What is it really asking me? Get rid of that second sentence. That is so mean. That is so, and yet I guarantee that you're going to see that in CompTIA. It's going to be A. Spamming is our correct answer on this one. Spamming. All right, moving on. Question number 3. A security architect is tasked with implementing an access control system in which permissions are dynamically granted based on a user's role within the organization and specific conditions such as time of access and location. What type of control model is best describes this approach? What do you think? What do you think? Which one is it? Remember, read the question. What is it giving me information on? Read the answers, and then reread the question. What is it really asking me? Not what I think it's asking me. What is it really asking me? All right, pause the video if you need more time. Let's take a stab at this one, shall we? All right, let's start with D, discretionary access control. No, not going to be DAC. Not going to be DAC is where a single user kind of goes, oh, I think I want to give Billy Bob access, but not Billy Jean, right? For whatever reason, right? It's up to a sole person. That's dynamic access control. Probably the lightest weight of access control. There is definitely not going to be DAC, right? Then we have MAC, mandatory access control. I don't see anything about layers or levels. I don't see anything suggesting that we're using sensitivity levels. We don't see anything like that, right? So nothing to suggest that it's mandatory access control. That leaves role-based access control or attribute-based access control. And this is a tight one. This question is designed a little bit to fool you. It's designed to kind of dissuade you or move you in the wrong direction, right? So let's tackle this, right? A security architect is tasked with implementing an access control system which the permissions are dynamically granted based on the user's role. That suggests role-based access control. And specific conditions such as time of access and location. When we add that second part on there, when we add specific conditions such as time of access and location, that is attribute-based access control. So which one is it? Is it role-based or is it attribute-based? Well, attribute-based access control is almost a sub of role-based access control because usually we'll do role and then we define it a little bit more based on access. That means the right answer is going to be B, attribute-based access control, right? And so it's going to be ABAC. It's going to be ABAC on this one. ABAC is going to be the correct answer, all right? Remember, CompTIA likes to fool you. Remember that, okay? And so make sure that we're reading the complete question, okay? ABAC. ABAC is going to be the correct answer on this one. Let me pull that one up right there. There we go. ABAC. All right, question number 4. You are reviewing a system log to identify the cause of a recent service outage. Below is a snippet of the log. Based on the log entries, what is the most likely cause of the server outage? What's the most likely cause? What do you think? What do you think? I'm going to let you read the log. I want you to come up with your own. go through that one. Then we're gonna show you how to read this log if you've never messed around with it before. Which I think this log is pretty easy to understand. But let's see if we can't figure this one out. What do you think? Give me a second. Typical Security Plus question I would expect to see. A little bit more difficult, right? Trying to amp these difficulty levels up a little bit more. I'm hoping that you guys appreciate that, right? I do listen. I do listen. I know we got some new ones. I like the new format too, to be honest. I think I like keeping it like this. I feel like it's a little bit better. That's me personally. What do you think? I know some of you guys probably just skip through the answers. That's okay. It doesn't bother me. But I would like to know your opinion. Do you like this new color scheme, the new format, or do you prefer the old one? For those students that are still on there, I'm just curious. All right, let's take a stab at this one. If you need more time, as always, pause the video. All right, you are reviewing a system log to identify the cause of a recent server outage. Below is the snippet from the log. We have the date and time. We see August 21st at 10:15 and 22 seconds. CPU temperature above threshold. CPU clock throttle, meaning the clock of the CPU has actually been downplayed so that it will hopefully decrease the temperature. That's the goal. Core temperature above threshold, CPU clock throttle. We see that happening again with the second CPU, meaning it's most likely within a server. And then we see CPU 2, right? Core temperature speed normal. So we see the core temperature speed has been normalized. And then we see shutting down a system for halt, meaning it's shut down. So based on the log entries, what most likely caused the server outage? Let's start with disk space exhaustion. I don't think anything in here with disk space. Nothing. I don't see anything about power supply in here. Nothing. I don't see anything about a network failure, but I do see high CPU temperature. So the answer is going to be A. Pretty simple one. This one I see a lot of students getting wrong because they second guess themselves, right? But very point blank. I almost contemplated doing something else, but I felt like this was a good one for people that never seen or have seen logs before, and that's the reason I kept it in. I know some of you guys probably like, this was incredibly easy, Professor. Why would you put this? Well, because we've never done logs in Security Plus before for my practice exams, and so I wanted to start off easy. All right, let's start with something a little bit more difficult. This one is place the following steps of a typical incident response process in the correct order. Very much a PBQ, performance-based question. So I'm going to give you a second. I don't want you to look this one up. I want you to take a guess. If you don't know the answer, take a guess, right? Containment, eradication, identification, recovery, and lessons learned. Which goes where? 1 to 5, put them in the right order. What are we doing first? What are we doing second? What are we doing third? What are we doing fourth? What are we doing fifth? Write it down. Now, I implore you, please do not answer the question in chat. Please don't put it in chat. I don't want to disable chat functions. Don't do that. We want to let other people go through the process. I've already had to delete one student. He was watching the videos and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to put the answers in the chat." What? Why? Why do that? I just have to go in there and delete them. You're making more work for me. Don't make more work for me. I'm lazy. I don't want to do more work. Do less work. All right. I think we're ready. As always, you can pause the video. You can always pause the video. All right. Place the following steps of a typical incident response process in the correct order. This is how I would do this one, right? There's ones that I know point blank, and there's ones that I don't know, right? For instance, I know lessons learned is number 5, right? If I was brand new to it, I would know that lessons learned is the very last thing that we do. So number 5 is right. Number 5 is not going to change, right? So 5 is easy. That leaves recovery, identification, eradication, and containment. And if we take this from a logical perspective, then I think we have to identify it first, right? So 3 would be the first one, right? So it'd be 3 is number 1 and 5 is number 5, okay? After that, we want to contain, eradicate, or recovery. Well, I mean, I would love to just eradicate, right? But I feel like we would need to contain first. And so containment would be number 2, right? We would want to contain after we identify. Remember, we want to identify the issue, contain the issue, and then eradicate the issue. Eradication would be number 3. Recover from the issue. We want to put our systems back in the original working state. And then, after it's all said and done, we want to have a lessons learned. We want to talk about it. We want to understand what's going on. We want to find out from all the people involved what happened, what could we have done better, what could we have learned from our mistakes, what did we fail to do, right? And so identification, containment, eradication, recovery, and lessons learned would be the correct answer. All right, I hope you found this one to be interesting. I hope this was beneficial to you. If always, please like, subscribe, and hit that little bell icon. We'll see you next time. As always, I'm Dr. K. Have a good one.